hey, everybody, this episode is going to have some swears in it. You will probably be able to tell from the title of the episode. I think it's going to have the B word in it. And so I doubt many people listen with little ears around them. But if you are, maybe save this one for later. Welcome back to In Residence. I'm Keith.
And I'm Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Keith.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing swell. What are we getting into?
So we have an episode in mind, and you actually came up with the idea, and I go, oh, remember that ties back to that reel I showed you of Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick doing something where he plays guitar and they sing, we listen and we don't judge.
Right.
And then one of them would say something and the other one would be like, what? And they're like, wait, no judging, no judging. And they would take turns going back and forth. And I thought that the idea you came up with was similar to that, where you and I can practice listening to one another and not judging.
Right. What came to my mind, I heard somewhere, it was probably on like a reel or something. Somebody said that they get together with friends and they can't talk about anything unless they're bitching or bragging. And I'm like, well, this could be fun. I don't know what else to talk about, but maybe us having fun will lead to something. And then you brought that up and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then we kind of went away and we're thinking of things that we're either like going to like celebrate or complain about, right?
Yep. And we don't know who put what in.
Correct.
Which categories.
And some other things kind of like came to mind while I was doing that. And I will probably try to weave those in, but I just kind of want to see where you want to go with this at first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to start with something like a complaint or how do you want to go?
Sure. I'll start with something.
Okay.
And so I will say, though, I started with brags and ended with bitches. What did you do?
They kind of came at the same time.
Oh, did they?
Yes, which is almost already unraveling what I think this larger episode is going to be about. Like, it's not this, it sounds really gimmicky what we're doing, but what came up were contradictions in how I feel about accomplishing something and how I feel about, like I told you, I said, I don't like to complain or brag, and I definitely don't like doing either in public. Like, that's like the one thing I said to you before we went away to like think and like do our own little work. And then that just came up again.
Yeah.
But in a way of when I was like thinking of like, oh, what could I brag about?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I'm bragging about it, but it seems so small.
Right.
And then I'm like, but I'm bragging about it because I accomplished it. And if I wasn't bragging about doing it, I'd be complaining about it.
Okay.
And so there's this contradiction, and neither one I don't think is actually true, but it's real.
Okay.
And so that's kind of this deeper thing that came up for me, but I still want to have fun and bitch and brag about things.
Okay.
So you go ahead and you start with whatever you want. And I think I'll be able to like work in some of this stuff that came up like from that also.
Okay.
So what do you got?
So I was going to start with a brag, but I think I'm going to start with a bitch after listening to you.
Oh yeah. Wait, let's do like an explicit warning that I can put at the beginning of the episode real quick.
Good warning there.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. So the first one I am going to complain about is when I have everything set out in a very organized way and everything seems to be going as planned, and then nature ruins it in some way.
Okay.
So I'm talking beautiful geraniums in a pot, and deer come and eat them, and they don't even eat the buds. They just let them fall on the ground and die. Bunnies find a way into my garden and decide to eat all the things in my garden. Or just recently, I was looking for something in my closet, and if you remember probably a couple months ago now, there was a mouse in my office. Yeah. Well, it turns out it found one of my vintage Reggie White candy bars from circa 1990 and decided to have a little buffet. So that just, I have so many yucks and grosses, and all I want to do is bleach everything in my office now. And also put a fence around our entire yard so deers and bunnies can't eat my things. Oh, that was cleansing. I felt really good.
You know,
felt really good.
I took some pictures of your tulips and some of the other flower. Like, I don't know what other flowers are called really. But from the front,
Yes.
because I'm like, oh, Laura, hopefully she gets to see these and they don't get eaten before she gets home. But I was surprised I actually got to see some tulips this year, because
Yeah.
usually they'll be just starting to bud and like show a little color. And then the next morning, like you walk out there with like a cup of coffee and be like, oh, I'm going to go look and see how things are going, or I got to water.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're all just chomped right off.
Yep.
And almost like, what was the point?
They had a whole bunch of my hostas this week on this side of the house.
East side, yeah.
I don't know if it's called liquid fence or something, but it's supposed to smell like wolf urine. That I can spray everywhere, but once it rains a couple times, it's gone, so you have to respray it, and I'm not that diligent, so
I think I told you when
I have a beef with the deer
when
and
the kids were
bunnies
young. I'm
and
like, we could
mice.
just let the kids go and like have them like tell them to go tinkle on the side of the house, you know. And then you're like, yeah, but then we got to teach them not to do that later.
That's
and I'm
true.
like, it's a good point.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, like we could just go buy the stuff at like Fleet Farm or something.
Exactly. So anyway, that is my first pitch.
Okay.
All right, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay.
Gentleman's choice.
So it's a bit of both again.
Okay.
So there's a contradiction here. I'm bragging that I mowed the lawn, which
Yeah, that was really awesome. Sorry, I'm trying to listen.
But
and judging in a positive way,
yes.
but
it also is not something you need to brag about. It's something that you do. But I am annoyed at having to do it, which I know I can just man up and do it. And once I get doing it, I enjoy it. I usually have music on, like my work tunes on, and get a little sweat going. And like, I kind of can count that as my walk for the day. And it's like more of a hike than a walk, because we have kind of a hilly yard, right? Like we have kind of a steep drop off on the side of our house. But it's so annoying. It's so hot. It's like 85 degrees out now. Like by the time I get out there to mow. And here's the worst part, talking about critters. A robin had been fighting with itself in our sliding window, you know, for like a week and a half.
Was that robin?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm assuming it's that one, because I found a dead robin while I was mowing.
Yeah.
And I found it with the lawnmower in tall weeds. And so I felt really bad. So I'm going to bitch about the fact that I feel sad that a robin died and I found it in a not great way. And the little ones are still okay, at least. And I think one of them is like the older ones are still taking care of them and stuff. But I was like, oh no, I think it was one that was like part of the nest that's under the deck. Anyway, so the thing that's coming up with me, I'm just going to do another one real quick, back to back.
Okay.
I also am going to brag that I got the chairs and tables put back at your parents' house that we borrowed for like the tennis dinner. And bragging feels kind of dumb. And complaining about that feels really dumb too, because it's just something you do. And so that's a lot of what's was coming up with me, and why I was talking about these contradictions are coming up that I'm kind of not struggling with, but my takeaway is, simply accepting it, allowing it to be true, and going forward, like it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm going to try to brag a little so that I don't turn into just complaining. And I'm going to notice when I'm complaining, simply so that I can acknowledge that I'm doing it and I don't have to let it boil over into like ruining more things or something. Right. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I hear you.
Anyway, so I'm having a little trouble, like that Midwesternness of me is having a little trouble doing both of these things.
I see that.
So,
I see that.
But so far it's mostly around kind of like little chores and stuff.
Little chores.
Yeah.
I could keep going along the little chores thing. Sorry, I have a list, so I'm like crossing them off as I go.
Good idea. I'll cross mine off too.
So this one's a complaint. So when you or I, or the kids really, are in the middle of a project and we leave the project half done and all the things randomly just laying around. Because I feel like a project is done once everything is cleaned up, put away, and the thing is complete. Not, I got 80% of the way there, everything just sits out for a couple months, and then it just becomes part of our background. So
I think you found a loophole with that in puzzling.
Well, that's different.
Oh,
Puzzles are never quite always done, are they?
once the last piece is in, it's done.
That's true. Okay, all right. That's fair.
Okay.
That's a hobby. That's not like well,
another ground
hear
rule
ya.
with this, with if people are like playing along, is like something in the back of my head is like, I'm not trying to like name anybody specific. Like you can name me and stuff, like that's
Mhm.
fine, or like
Yeah.
what you just did. But like I'm not punching down on anything, and I'm definitely not like calling anybody out by name. Like that's just,
Mm-mm.
this isn't about being mean. This is more of like of a personal thing of like getting to understand and notice patterns in me,
Yeah.
you know, is like kind of what came up for me. So
Right.
I don't know if that's helpful or not, but
I think
um,
so.
okay. Okay. Is there anything else to that for you?
Not necessarily. I think it's
You don't need to get more specific and pointed.
no.
I'm like, I'm
No.
sitting here thinking, what have I left out? What
No,
do I need to clean up?
even no,
Like,
but
I know my tool bag is sitting upstairs
that's true. I don't even know why it is.
because I might need a tool.
Oh goodness. Oh, here's like a good example. In Green Bay, child 2 made me a Mother's Day cake,
Mhm.
right? And some of the stuff had to be hand washed and things like that. It is still sitting out in the drying area on the counter about a month later.
Did you wash it?
I washed it,
Okay.
but I didn't bother to put it away in the cabinet.
Oh, so you're calling yourself out. Okay.
Well, both of us, but
Yeah.
like I didn't put it away
Yeah.
in the cabinet where it lives,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean,
So
he
it's
must know where it lives because he found it.
yes.
Yeah.
But I cleaned it after you all came back to this side of the state.
Conveniently.
Convenient. No, but things like that,
Yeah.
you know?
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I started a couple where I'm like, I can brag about that. I fixed the front door where the swallows like to build the nest that we've complained about a few
Yeah.
times.
That was a creative fix
I
too.
found a way where they're around, but like they're not sitting up there like trying to make it work.
No, they were hanging on the bird netting,
Yeah.
just hanging sideways, waiting for it to like fall so
They're-
they could get in and build a nest, I think.
Yeah, they were trying to like use their
Oh
body
my.
weight to like, and they got it down a couple
A
times.
couple times.
They didn't care about the CDs dangling up there.
Nope.
I
Ate
think
2 you know what.
Well, I think they thought, oh, that's really nice that they're decorating for us. Like that gives us something to look at while we're building our nest here.
Yeah.
In
They'll
making
protect against other things.
Yeah.
Not us.
So I got 2 tension curtain rods, and
Yeah.
I secured the netting around 2 of those, and like I created like a 45-degree angle, and
Mhm.
I haven't really heard them or seen much of them except for like maybe like, did you see them the other day when you were like bringing in some water or
did.
something?
I saw them fly in and fly right back
Yeah,
out.
and they're like, oh dang, it's still there, and I'm like, that's right. So so yeah, I felt good about like finding a solution to something.
Yeah.
And so that for me, that's like something to notice. It felt good to actually find a fix,
Mhm.
like because like you, me, my parents were all like kind of chipping in and finding ways to get it to work, and like
Yeah.
it wasn't quite working. And then all of a sudden one day I'm just like just in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I bet I could do this, and just went about getting it done. And so anyway, I'm kind of like feeling kind of like proud of myself about it. So
Yeah. That's a good one. I have one similar, but it's not as specific. Is that I feel like I can figure out almost anything I put my mind to.
that is a self-congratulating brag. No, just kidding. We're not supposed to
I thought
judge.
we're not supposed to
I
judge.
don't know, I'm not judging you.
No, but I do think it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? Let's figure it out. Let's go for it. It's you often call me your instigator. I
Yeah.
think some of that is because I figure, well, what's the worst thing that happens is it doesn't work out, and it wouldn't have worked out anyway if we didn't even try.
So I was teasing you. I think what
I know.
what that brings up for me, you help keep the curiosity fire lit in me. Like if I wasn't curious about fixing the barn swallow problem,
Mhm.
I would have just like resigned to like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to go check on this every hour and scare these birds away because they're just hanging around. And somehow in the back of my head, I was just still working on the problem. Like, okay, there's got to be a better solution to this. And like, so like what you just said is what I read into that is like staying curious and realizing that if there's a problem, we can probably find a solution.
Yeah.
You know, and that doesn't mean that it's not always like a little tricky. Because it wasn't an unpleasant, what, a month or something? Like it was like it took us a while to figure out like how do we solve this? Like we thought we solved it, and then it's like 2 days later they're back and like they were solving our fix. Like our fix was their problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. That's a good thing to like keep in mind is like, hey, because it's kind of like when I feel like I'm complaining about having to do like chores and stuff or like mowing the lawn, that's what that feels like. It's like I'm not being curious. I'm not being like I'm just coming from a depleted place, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or it's a place for me to hide from doing like other important things, as well as like takes away energy that I could be using for those things too. So it's like in one way, like, oh nope, I can't do that important scary thing. Because that's usually why I'm not doing something important, is because it's also a little scary. It's like, oh, I'm going to go do housework or I'm going to go mow the lawn.
Right.
And I'm going to avoid working on the website that I'm not sure how to like figure out like a plugin or code for something. Sure. Right. And so that's a place for me to hide. But then if I'm also resentful of the thing I used to hide from, it's like a double whammy of like me like wasting energy kind of and like not even like patting myself on the back for like, yeah, I got it. I got that done at least, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yep.
I don't know. Whose turn is it?
I think it is yours.
Okay. Oh, a little brag. I don't know why I would brag about this.
Like, let me just brag.
I signed up for tennis lessons.
Yeah.
And I think that's a brag because it's like part of me was like feeling like a little like shy and embarrassed for doing it because I'm like 40 something and I'm probably going to be in tennis lessons with a bunch of kids. But it says for youth and adults.
Beginners.
Yeah, for beginners, yeah. But I'm embracing the fact that I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I like finding ways to be active that are actually fun, and sport is one of those things. So I'm pretty excited. And I might learn some technique that allows me to not just default to trying to be powerful and hurt myself, you know, like, hey, I have a little finesse and a little technique, and maybe the power will come once I develop the muscles and like the muscle memory of like actually hitting the ball with the center of the racket and not the edge of the frame kind of thing. Like I've lost so many balls over the fence in the last year and a half trying to hit well, and like
you're not center, you're not Sarah.
No. So anyway, that finding a way to make something that's good for me health wise fun. So I'm just kind of happy about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. And so my brag is about you, that I have you. Well, no. So the reason I want to brag about having you is because I don't think everyone is as lucky to have a partner that what? You're not supposed to judge.
I'm not judging. You're making me shy.
But not everyone's lucky enough to have a partner that can support them in doing what it is they need to do with their full heart and say yes to crazy things and say, you know what, let's figure it out. And also be funny and laugh through this journey of life with me. So I am bragging that I have a really great partner in Keith.
Thank you. That's kind of one of my brags also, that was paired with bitching about the fact that we're apart most of the week right now.
I'm just like, was it? Or are you just saying that?
No. That one thing I'm like in the relationship category, I'm like, one thing that's annoying is that we're distant from each other.
Yeah,
during the week a lot of the time. So the pairing with that, the contradiction is, but isn't it awesome how well we're navigating it?
Yeah.
You know, and that we're not just letting it get in the way of our relationship, but
Mhm.
we're finding ways to become better partners and communicate better and to make time for each other when the thing could I think we've talked about this, but like sometimes we're in the same room together and yet we're not connected,
Mhm.
right? Like that can happen with any
Right.
relationship
Yeah.
and any couple. You're on your phone, I'm on mine. I do it
Mhm.
just as much as you, if not more.
You're watching tennis, I'm taking a 2-hour nap.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing to
Didn't happen today.
that's nothing it definitely happened today. That's nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
It's something to notice
Mhm.
and acknowledge and then communicate about, right? If I'm feeling like oh, like I'm not going to complain that you're taking a nap because I know you're tired. But if I didn't understand or you didn't communicate, I had a long week, I didn't sleep well because of my hip. Like if we were out of tune and we didn't
Sure.
communicate enough to know how the other was operating,
Mhm.
I might be a kind of person that would get resentful of the fact that you're ignoring me to sleep. But like I can't see that happening, right? Like,
Mhm.
but there is a world in which that happens to people where you're not communicating, and then what is being communicated non-verbally through our actions, it's it, like I can spin stories in my head and we communicate, so it's like I
Yeah.
can't imagine what would happen if we weren't open enough with each other. And
Mhm.
like I think there's a big trust between us that helps us kind of flourish. I'm feeling weird, like about bragging, like anyway. I appreciate you too, and thank you for bragging about being with me.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Same. Same. You wanna hear one of my bitches?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Perimenopause. Perimenopause. You said about how sometimes I don't sleep because my hip. Not the only reason I don't sleep. I don't know why not a lot of people talk about it. Being hot, not sleeping deeply, having to be up all hours of the night. I found a chin hair last week and I said, Keith, if and this was maybe a complaint that we're not as close. I'm like, normally, like your sister, mom, or partner needs to point out a chin hair, right? Or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, nope, I found it myself.
Yeah. And I'm
I
like,
found it
ooh.
myself.
I'm like, that's like me walking around and all of a sudden I have like like a hair coming out of the top of my ear that's like an inch long. And I'm like, that's something my wife would have noticed if we were in
Yes.
the same household
Yes.
during the week.
Right. So so perimenopause is on my list.
Yeah.
Specifically related to sleep because I can no longer have a glass of wine and go to bed and expect to sleep through the night. So things just change, right?
Yeah. And change is a certainty, right?
Yeah, but perimenopause, that is my one here.
It's ongoing right now.
It is the
Mm.
hot flashes, the sleepless nights, and the chin hair. It's fantastic. Could be worse. Could be worse, but could be better.
Like, I don't really have anything else on my list.
Okay.
And I think it's because, like I said, feels weird bragging and it feels weird complaining.
Okay.
And so I think I just stopped because like I could complain or brag about releasing the podcast every week or when
Mhm.
most weeks. But I'm like, well, that's what I'm choosing to do. So why
Mhm.
would I complain? It's what I'm choosing to do. Why would I celebrate that? So there's, I don't really have much else. Something might come up because I think you have a few more things
Yes.
written down
I
over
have
there.
3 more of each.
Okay. Oh, of each?
Of each.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm going to
You
go
want
into listening mode and commenting and maybe a little bit of snark.
Oh, god, that's the judging, though. I
It's
thought
not
we're not
judging,
Snark?
playfulness.
That's an interesting frame.
All right.
Okay.
What do you got?
Oh gosh, I don't know. So you tell me which one you wanna hear first.
What do you mean?
A brag or a bitch.
I want make it so that you end on a brag. So
Okay.
I would start with complaint.
Okay. So, an inefficient plan
Oh,
is one of mine.
I feel like you looked over my shoulder, like dug into my brain to pull that one out. Yeah, I hate being part of a bad
Right?
plan.
Being part of a bad plan is so exhausting.
I think that's maybe why we click.
Mhm.
We're like, let's make a good plan.
Yep. What's funny is I think we've realized we both want to make a plan better. And before we used to think that the other one's plan was not good. And now we realize, oh, no, they're trying to make it better. We're trying to make it better. Let's join forces instead of pick at each other's plans.
Yeah, I'm glad you see that I have better plans.
That's not what I said.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
not what I said.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So hold on real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to drag something out of that.
Okay.
What do you think us not wanting to be part of a bad plan, what does that try to tell us? Or what can we learn from knowing that? Are we judgmental or are we considerate and think like we can see like, oh, they're not thinking of this. And maybe if we thought about this aspect, maybe we could do something that's better for everybody in the group, let's say, because that's usually when it comes up is like if plans are affecting more than one person, that's when problems come up.
Yes.
So like, I don't know, is there anything that you can think of where like, instead of just being salty about bad plans, like, is there anything like any insight you can glean from knowing that about yourself?
Yeah. I think it often does, to your point, come back to if it is not being inclusive of other people. And I'm not saying that to rag on other people.
Right.
Because I don't think a lot of people spend the mental energy. I think, and we probably spend too much mental energy thinking about all the possibilities,
here's the
all the
contradiction
things.
to this.
Yeah.
That's something to brag about. We can be okay with saying that we are considerate and we try to make sure that everybody is considered. Right?
Do you want to know what my brag was?
Yeah.
Keith and I are kind, generous, and present for people, even when we have a lot going on. Community matters.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, I'm smart.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We're in sync too.
You just didn't have it on your list.
No.
That's okay.
I don't like to brag. So
Yeah.
thanks for me jumping the shark on your brag.
No, it's good though, right? Because that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. See you balanced out a complaint with something. Yeah, okay.
I did.
I like that.
I don't know if the other two balance that nicely though.
Oh, that's okay. Well, okay, what do you got?
Okay, we'll go back to a complaint. Okay, well, I'll just say it. So, one of my complaints, storage. Storage. The lack of it, wanting things to be not cluttery, but also being a collector at heart and not being able to keep things in a way that feels great.
We love our stuff.
The dilemma.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's hard to be a collector at heart.
Yeah.
And then have not enough storage because I don't like all of my collections out. And I actually don't have as many collections as I used to have or could have.
Yeah.
But
Is that a threat?
Maybe. Could be.
Oh my God.
But yeah. So not enough storage. That is the Lego has been my arch nemesis for years.
Yeah, that's a me cultivating that in our children.
I have bribed, I have told. There's still one cleaning session that lives in infamy in this house of mom just took all the Lego and put it in one bin. Oh, the terror.
There's like, I was saving those were all the good pieces over there, and she dumped them in the bin with all the bad pieces.
Like after several times of asking for them to get cleaned up. They don't like stepping on Lego. And even the bins of Lego, I'm just, so many.
I know.
There's so many. We need to do something with it.
We'll figure it out.
Yes, the clutter.
Yes.
That is hard for me. And we're naturally, like I said, we collect things.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You have more?
That's a complaint. Let's go. So these two I was taking maybe a little too seriously about like who I am and what I think is kind of cool about who I am. A piece of me that I think is really important.
Good.
I really love traveling. And so I've traveled everywhere from South Africa, Europe, Brazil, 45 of 50 states, getting pretty darn close there. And that I dream of vacations all the time. I know when we were coming back from the Indianapolis 500, I was trying to plan our next vacation, and you said, "Can you just wait until we're done with this vacation
I think
before
yes.
planning the next
So that
vacation?"
could be one of my bitches. And I'm going to use the B word
Oh,
for it.
oh,
We were more than a state away from home, and I said, "We haven't even gotten home from this trip yet. This trip hasn't ended. You have to wait until we at least get in the front door before you start planning and talk." And this is like 10 minutes into you talking about the next trip already, and I was just like, "You got to stop." I'm like we're not even into our home state yet.
mhm.
I'm like, "Come on." And then you took a nap. That was your defense mechanism.
Oh,
Laura needs a nap.
no. No, but I do think going back to be able to, like, feel okay about my brag, though,
Yes,
I
yes,
do
sorry.
think my sense of adventure and wanting to see things that are different from just where I've always been is a big part of who I am and how I see the world and how I interact with other people. And I
Yes.
think that matters.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
It helps you become a more robust version of yourself
mhm,
to experience other people and other communities. And that's definitely something that you've helped enliven in me is like I might not like the traveling
mhm,
part and like the transition that comes with the adventure, but I like the adventure and the being around the different peoples and the different places and getting to experience that. I
mhm.
really enjoy. So thank you for that. I didn't mean to like,
I was like, "Oh, you
it,
kinda yucked my yum there."
no, I did. You brought it up.
I
You
did.
brought it up. You unleashed it yourself.
Okay, alright.
Okay. Do you have one more or?
I have one of each more.
Okay. Start with the not brag.
You can't even say it anymore.
Well,
Too much, right?
a little much.
Too much, okay. So, one of my complaints is when I see people, like, not having a sense of, like, direction or drive and, or sense of no, this isn't at you,
Oh, okay.
or, like, just a sense of apathy, right? Of just like, "Well, I don't care."
Yeah.
Like, there is something that just gets in my craw, and because I want to believe that most people have or could cultivate a sense of agency around what it is they wanna do. So, when I see people giving up and kind of that "I don't care" attitude, it really bothers me.
Yeah.
It really bothers me.
That's interesting. That's very telling of the kind of work we do
Mhm.
and
Yep.
that we have teenagers.
Yes.
They're not too bad, but like sometimes you're like, can you get a little like moxie under your butt and
Yeah.
choose something?
Yeah.
Like I mean, they do and they don't, right?
Right. True.
And so do we. So do
Yeah.
I, you know. But
Mhm.
I get that.
And my last one's, I think, too embarrassing to talk about. So, maybe I'll just
Oh, you're gonna end it on that.
I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna brag, but I feel like bragging is too strong of a word. I was selected for a big, fellowship.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say that I have been working really hard related to my career and was accepted to a Rising President Fellowship, and
Yeah.
pretty darn excited about that, and put it on Facebook, and everyone's like, "Woohoo!" And, I was like, "Yeah, that's right. This is good. Like, this is cool."
Right.
But then I was starting to get really shy when we got to the last one. There's a reason I left it very last because 'cause I'm just like, "Oh my gosh,
So again, this is
I'm
why
saying
like
this?"
we're being a little tongue in cheek about the bitching and bragging. This is more about we can celebrate some wins
Mhm.
and we can also be aware of maybe the things that are getting in the way or that maybe put us in like a down regulated space, right? Like or
Mhm.
like complaining is also trying to tell you something, right? Just so is like
Yeah.
celebrating something, right?
Mhm.
So I don't want you to be shy like me when it comes to something like that. Like that's a big thing and you deserve to feel proud about it and excited for it. And you definitely deserve to be in that space.
Thanks.
So hooray.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
This has been a really interesting experience to do some brags, do some complaints, and be able to talk through them with you.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Some things connected, some things resonated, some things were not as connected, but it was nice to make space for that for each of us.
Yeah. Like the biggest thing for me is that like I can a lot of the things that I was highlighting were something I could celebrate or complain about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily that we have like I don't like have like a way to like remedy that. I think it's simply life.
Mm-hmm.
And the solution for me, like getting crabby about something isn't to like get over it or ignore it. It's to just acknowledge it and find a way to shift to like a different action or to just be like, because if I ignore something that's bothering me, it's going to spill over into how I interact in other areas of my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so and the same can go with like if I'm celebrating too much, right? Like we can just go over the top. I feel like we've talked about that before too. So we've talked about most of this stuff before. I think this is just an interesting way to come back into like what came up to for me was being curious,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing patterns, acknowledging them, not feeling shame
Mm-hmm.
about maybe complaining about something, or being embarrassed about something that you're proud about or wanting to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
And that's just how life's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you brought up too, I need a reminder of is that change is just going to happen.
Yeah.
And so like let's get good at going in between where we are and where we want to be,
Sure.
you know, and there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
all right. Should we get out of here?
I think we should.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
I love you too. Could be worse, but could be better.